Hey everybody, it's Ron, and today I'm going to be talking about a lesser-known Marvel series called Nova. For those who don't know, Richard Rider is basically the Hal Jordan of the Marvel Universe, and the origin story is very similar to the Green Lantern mythology in general, but it's just as fun, maybe even more so in certain aspects, in my opinion. The character was created by Marv Wolfman, and he had a brief solo series and was even a member of the New Warriors, but as time went on, the character slipped through the cracks until an amazing event series called Annihilation came out in 2007 and brought the character back in a really awesome way. In the beginning of that series, we're reintroduced to Richard Rider on Xandar, which is the homeworld of the Nova Corps, and the villain Annihilus destroys Xandar and the whole Nova Corps with his Annihilation wave, leaving Rider as the sole survivor. This eventually spins off into the solo Nova series written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. I was immediately hooked because I've always loved the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe, and it really streamlines this character by making him the only Nova Centurion for most of this run, and doesn't get too complicated with other Nova Corps members until later on when you've already spent the right amount of time with Richard Rider. This series gives him a bigger challenge than he's ever had before because he's imbued with the power of the entire Nova Corps, and the World Mind is linked to him, giving him advice on how to complete his missions, which makes for some nice back and forth during the action sequences. This series works really well because there are side plots and day-to-day missions that Nova goes on to maintain law and order in the universe, but it also happens during major storylines such as Annihilation Conquest, Secret Invasion, a little bit of Civil War, War of Kings, and Realm of Kings. Some of my favorite character moments happen early on when Richard eventually returns to Earth and reunites with his parents and eventually his brother later on. It really grounds this series and literally brings it down to earth, and it's very effective because you get to see how much the Annihilation War has changed Richard and toughened him up, and I'd say it makes him a cooler character than he was in the 70s. A lot of interesting concepts from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie originated in this series, especially Nowhere, which is basically a huge spaceport made out of a celestial head. The Russian dog Cosmo makes his first appearance in this series as well, and adds a lot of great humor in the book before spinning off into the Guardians of the Galaxy series written by the same writers, which also provided the main inspiration for the movie as well. I'd also highly recommend that whole series, plus the whole Annihilation saga. But within all of these connected storylines, this Nova series is still my favorite. It starts off very strong and gets bigger and bigger as it goes on, with Nova coming into contact with classic Marvel cosmic characters such as Galactus, Silver Surfer, Ego, and many more. The artwork is great and consistent throughout, and the humor is well done and not too over the top like some of the MCU movies, because it doesn't undercut the drama of the series and it doesn't compromise the stakes of what's going on. There are some dark events in these books, but it still manages to be really fun all the way through, and that's not easy to balance, and this series pulls it off in a masterful way. I personally read this series first and then realized it makes more sense if you go back and read Annihilation and the Annihilation Conquest omnibuses and follow the story and all the spin-offs from there, and I'd recommend reading it in that order to get the full effect. After I got the Nova trades, I looked up the Annihilation reading order, and from there it's pretty easy to collect these various series. And if you like space epics, this will not disappoint you. It's truly an epic Marvel story, and it got kind of overlooked because Civil War was going on at the same time, and that was huge. But in my opinion, this is one of the best Marvel stories of all time. So definitely check it out if this sounds like something you'd be into. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and thank you for watching. Hey everyone, it's Ron here with a quick announcement. When I started this channel, I was reading and reviewing the Dune books and other sci-fi related material, and most of you might not know that I'm also a musician. So when I was reading these sci-fi books, I started to get inspired and decided to make my own soundtrack to use for my videos, and now I'm excited to tell you all about the first volume in the Ron Reviews original soundtrack collection. This album includes the first 17 tracks featured on my channel, and it's available now exclusively on Bandcamp. Be sure to check the description of this video for the link to the album. Thanks so much for the support so far. I know I'm just starting out, but I hope you're having as much fun as I am. So check out the original soundtrack Volume 1 on Bandcamp. This music is great if you want something moody and atmospheric to listen to while you're reading some science fiction. I think you're going to love it. Thanks.